If I had to start over as a real estate agent in 2025, this is exactly what I would do. No fluff, no games, no gimmicks, just the straight playbook. My name's Jim Roche. I'm the CEO of Rarity Real Estate, and I've gone from zero solo agent to 60 plus agents and done over $1 billion in sales in less than 5 years. Stick around because I'm going to give you the actionable playbook and the 3 things that I would do today that would really, truly spark and change your business as you look into next year. Number 1, first and foremost, it all starts above. Everything runs and starts through your mindset. That is the biggest gap and the biggest switch that I see in people that have gone from being lost in their business to being successful. They literally just lean into themselves. They think consistently about getting better and improving. The second part of that is after they master their mindset, they then start to think and operate like a CEO. Start evaluating decisions, looking at everything like a business. Once you start treating your business like a business, you will see life-changing and profound results. So the 2 biggest things right off the bat, mindset and thinking like a CEO. If you can combine those 2, that is the baseline of everything that you need to take and everything you'll need to keep moving forward. After you master your mindset, there's 3 things that you need to focus and lean into instantly. Number 1, you need to learn how to delegate. You need to learn leverage. Understand what your cost per hour is. Understand what admin tasks that you're doing that you could potentially lean off or lay off to a virtual assistant. Or is there another resource or team option out there that you can bolt yourself onto that will give you more advantages and more opportunities in the current marketplace to start delegating and to start using some leverage in your business? The second thing that you really need to think about is you need to think about what your brand is. What makes you stand out to the marketplace? What makes you different? What makes you who you are, right? You really need to lean into that today. Authenticity is the key right now. So if you can be authentic and show that to people, you're going to see your client list, but not only just your client list, but your referrals continue to grow. I always say people work with people they like, right? So who do you like? Think of your friends and family. Think of those people. Ask them, what do you guys like the most about me? Start building your business around that. Start building an authentic business today. And then last but not least is you just really need to take legitimate and serious action. Plain and simple, you need to take action. You can sit in your office or sit at home and think about all the ideas and everything, but nothing matters unless you move that needle forward. If you're not taking action in your business and coming in with a game plan every single day, how are you going to succeed? So those 3 big parts, number 1, you need to think about, hey, how can I consistently delegate tasks? How can I consistently use my leverage? Number 2, you need to think about how you can authentically be yourself, showing up in an exciting way and not trying to put on a different act or be somebody else you're not. And then number 3, you need to be and take action. Take action. Get in your business and get active. Do things. Make sure you're completing tasks. Track your numbers. Everything on top of that. Taking action is going to lead to the results that you want to see. So going back to the beginning here, the foundation of the playbook, I'm going to give you 3 things right now. There's 3 things that you need to focus on and start building today. Number 1 is your CRM. Number 2 is your brand. And the third, your communication. You need to nail down those 3 specific aspects to make sure that you have the foundation to start building your business forward. So let's talk about that first step, your CRM. What is so important, or why is it so important? Number 1, that is the beginning. That's the baseline of your client list. And I know for a fact, everybody always says, well, Jim, I don't have one. You do. I can promise you, if you have one of these, you have a CRM. Your contacts list. Start there, import them in, start building upon them, start thinking about the people that you can bring into your CRM or your database outside of those people on your phone. Number 2, social media, duh. That is today's business and CRM. That's where your clients are finding and listening to different perspectives and views and hearing about the marketplace. So why aren't you on there? Why aren't you speaking on there, right? So thinking about your CRM and using your social media and importing those people in will give you an opportunity to not only hit them in social, but also allow you to hit them in a different way, in a professional way through your CRM. So you need to lean in to your CRM. It's one of the most and biggest important things right off the bat. The second part, your brand. We just talked previously about being authentic. Now it's time to start building a moat around your authenticity and building a moat around your brand. Once again, leaning into what makes you special. Do you love working with first-time home buyers? Are you putting that constant message and constant communication out there to first-time home buyers? Are you putting yourself in places where first-time home buyers are? Where would they be? Potentially open houses, maybe home buyer seminars, etc. You need to put yourself around and insert yourself into what really is your brand and is your business. So if you focus on new construction, you need to be leaning in and dialing in on that, feeding consistent info and consistent specifics about that niche that really builds who you are. So focusing on your authenticity and your brand is important. Show the world and show the people exactly who you are and what value you bring to them, but ultimately what value you're going to bring to their experience and to their search. That's going to help you acquire and add a lot more clients and people to that database very, very quickly. And then the third and final thing, once again, is communication. Communication, guys, is key. Are you sending mixed messages? Are you sending flyers and marketing out about new construction, but you really only focus on first-time home buyers? Are you mixing and matching really the brand and the point that you're trying to put out there? So your communication is ultimately key. What tools are you going to use? How are you going to stay up to date and be in contact with your database? What drip campaigns or what automations, what kind of constant contact and communication are you putting out there, right? So you need to think about the tools that are, once again, going back to it, going to give you the leverage to help you do more and bring more into your business. So what tools are you using to communicate and what message are you communicating? So going back to it, your CRM, your brand, and your communication are the foundational cornerstones of your business. Once you get that layer built, everything else can scale up from that point on. And for the final point, the last point of the process is once you get all those baselines done and you're consistently doing 1, 2, 3 deals a month in your business, you then actually have a business and now you can start operating and adding leverage into it. Now it's time to scale that business, right? So how can I scale my business? Well, first and foremost, once again, we need to bring in leverage, right? Whether that's an assistant, a virtual assistant, or partnering with a company like Rarity OS that can give you the quick impact to attach into bolted on systems that will ultimately bring you consistent leverage into your business or take specific things off of your plate. So once you can build and start building leverage in there, that's ultimately the best point that I see. Typically, the rule of thumb of where we see agents really needing that next level of help and getting to that is when they break that 2 to 3 transaction a month territory. That's when I can really start seeing the agents now bringing leverage in and starting to bring and do a lot more or need a lot more, because ultimately you have a lot of client communication, a ton of contract communication, but you also need to go out and procure further business, right? You need to find more business. So the leverage there is what allows you to stay away from those ebbs and flows. I see it all the time. An agent comes in and he has a great month, and then 2 or 3 months later, they don't do any business and they ebb and flow through their business. And ultimately what they never build is consistency. That's the biggest gap, and ultimately why I think the failure rate is so high in this business. So once you start thinking and put yourself in the right mindset, start operating like a CEO, start bringing value into your business by adding to things like the CRM, adding specific leverage, using the right communication tools. These are all the pieces, or ultimately, the recipe or the ingredients in the recipe that's going to help you take your business to the next level. So if you have any more questions about that, I've been able to successfully do it myself and coach and train a lot of other agents who have done this and have done it really quickly. So if this message hit you, you took something out of this, please like and subscribe. It'd be really important. I consistently, once a week, am putting out videos like this that bring value into your business that will help you grow. And right now, guys, is such an important time as you're gearing up for the next year and everything to come ahead, to start thinking like that CEO and start operating your business that way. So if this is what interests you, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.